Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson, sharing the man in the moon. I'm going to take a look at this guy, Jonathan Owen Shroyer. He is a guy, an InfoWars guy, works for Alex Jones, but apparently he has turned state evidence and is starting to advise Jack Smith about a January 5th meeting at the Willard Hotel. This is, in my opinion, like the most underreported story. There's so much going on right now with Trump that it's hard to keep it all straight. But it looks like they're going to look at a conspiracy on January 5th. Let's see about that and about if there are going to be consequences. So I'll try to link the Midas Touch story. I think it's on this side of the screen so you can see what I mean. Let's see. And Schwartz, this guy's got this kind of funny bushy beard. Schroyer, he's showing me connections, like connection. Schroyer's looking really nervous. I see him being interrogated in a pretty severe fashion. He is thinking about the future, his future, something to do with his family and potentially him having a child, small child, maybe his partner's pregnant or something. But I can see him thinking about a baby. And so when we're, you know, considering who's going to go state's evidence, who goes state's evidence, it's the person who has the most to lose by prosecution. So he's considering these things. It's a dilemma for him. He doesn't want to go to jail. So, all right, tell me, what are you telling Jack Smith? And a lot of it has to do with Roger Stone. Roger Stone is the most pivotal figure here, because Stone was talking to Trump directly. One thing that'll happen is they'll be able to subpoena Stone and find any communications. He will be compelled. Stone will be compelled uh, to give up a lot of information, whether he likes it or not. Now, keep in mind, Stone is crazy. He literally is nuts. So he doesn't really think about consequences. He's just a crazy person. So it's really frenetic, like what we see when we get to him. It's almost like this crazy person who kind of wants to go to jail because they're so crazy, and so just a very unsympathetic, unsavory person. um, Steve Bannon, I'm not sure, was Steve Bannon there at the January 5th? Steve Bannon may or may not have been there. He has something to do with it, though. I'm seeing, I know those guys met in like a car park at some point. So Steve Bannon may have even been like one step away, but almost been managing these things. And in any case, he's implicated. A lot of people are implicated. There's John Eastman. He was Trump's lawyer. So what's John Eastman going to do? What's he got on Eastman? There's a lot of paperwork. So look, once one person turns, then they're going to turn to Eastman, and there's this much paperwork on him. Eastman is then going to have to be compelled to turn over his paperwork. He's already had some information seized. So once one guy falls, then that's like, well, Eastman, do you want to go to prison? And then Eastman has to negotiate this. I see Eastman is pretty sad and surprised that this is happening. So in the beginning, he's just like filing his nails, ha ha ha, and now he's getting his attention has been piqued. It's almost like a guy who's smoking a cigarette. He's promised to quit, but he's smoking a cigarette, and then when people see he's like trying to put the cigarette out, but the smoke is still there. He can't get rid of it. He's trying to take a mint, but it's all still there, and everybody's looking at him. Everybody in the restaurant is like, "We saw you smoking," and they're really surprised at how far Eastman went. They are. It's hard to put this back into the bottle. Let's just say that. So, what are the consequences? Is Jack Smith going to prosecute these people? Eastman's is the first face that comes up. I do see others getting prosecuted, including Roger Stone and Steve Bannon. And Steve Bannon is really, really angry. So I almost think like Steve Bannon is not totally nuts, that he is very cognizant of what he's done. And it's really making him angry that someone has spoken the truth about these events. It's almost like I see a line across him. I don't know what's going to happen to Bannon. What does that line mean? I just get Bannon's finally going to get his just desserts. He's finally going to get his comeuppance. There's a kind of it's very involved what's happening. It's like Bannon's being forced to face himself. Yeah, he's just kind of a mean little boy. That's just what I get out of Bannon. And finally, he's going back to 6 years old and getting his knuckles wrapped. So is Jack Smith gonna put these people in jail? I think that the lawyer Eastman may, be persuaded to turn state's evidence himself just to save himself from jail. I don't think it'll happen right away, but there'll be some pressure on him to do it. The others will go down fighting. They're starting to, at some point, they'll see that this situation is pretty hopeless, but then it will be too late. Some very serious consequences for Roger Stone. Yes, and the question, of course, is does this implicate Trump? Is there proof? Well, this guy, I guess his name is Shroyer. He's telling me that yeah, Trump knew about it, and everybody went there explicitly knowing that Trump wasn't there, but they were there at Trump's request. So Trump was obviously trying to put distance between himself and this group, but he was there by proxy. What is Trump doing there? So Trump was very cavalier. He's there and he's using a toothpick to clean his teeth and not really worried about anything. But suddenly he's put the toothpick down and it's like almost like the toothpick is, stabbing his eye or something. This is something that he thought was just so not a big deal. And he really, it's just he's just not used to dealing with the feds. He's used to dealing with state, lawyers and government and New York, stuff that he can easily manipulate. He can't manipulate Jack Smith, and he can't manipulate these people at this kind of a level. It's just beyond Trump to be able to. His own arrogance has created these paper trails, these trails of information, these individuals. There's so many people that some of them are going to start telling the truth and implying and implicating other people. So, last question in the spirit: how will this affect Trump? Trump can't put out all these fires. So, maybe Trump will get lucky in Georgia, maybe he'll get lucky in Florida, but there are too many fires for him to put out. And it's utilizing all his energy. It's like a fire truck can't respond to 6 fires at the same time. They have to put out 2. And that's what he's doing. He's just trying to put one out and then he's trying to put another one out. He's very overtaxed. Trump is just all over the place. He is running out of options because he can't speak about these cases, so he can't really run a campaign because he can't speak about the most compelling thing people are sending money for. He cannot do so. So he's very distracted in his work, in his running of the presidency. He is in a major crisis mode, and there are some of these cases he can't do anything about. He can't stop them. He can't influence the witnesses. He can't talk about them. They're just going to go the way that they go, and they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're not going to get smaller before the next election. They're not going to get smaller and go away. They're just going to be these events and these events and these events that take him away really from running for president or anything else. I see a very harried and busy Trump, a very almost. It's like he's constantly doing self-inflicted wounds. And there will be a new day. This is just often the spirit wants to give me something very positive. There will be a new day, a new awareness of understanding of where we were and where we're going. This isn't going to happen right away, but gradually over the next 10 years, people will start getting a real perspective on what happened and why. And people will, as a body, start to change their minds. Those who supported Trump will be confronted with the truth, and they'll become quieter over time. Within 10 years, it really will be like a new day, a new evolution, and a new time. So take hope in that it will get better. If you've enjoyed this reading, please take a look at my website down below. I do readings along with past life regressions, and I also teach channeling. Take a look. Thanks so much.